The zombie apocalypse is upon us. If you lose your heart, you might as well be dead. The arts, and this is an arts event involving people, children, adults, brings people to life. It connects you with your heart, connects you with what's important in life. Keep the zombies away.
Painting, and especially plein air painting, helps people go or understand, wow, there's an artist in my neighborhood. What could they possibly find that's interesting to paint? And they come and see what you're doing, and then they get it. So it's a great way to help people open their eyes to the beauty of their own surroundings in their own hometown.
I think art is fundamental to human beings. Basically, that sounds pretty esoteric, but I think that's true. And having public art, whether it's outside displaying it or just having people like us around painting, gives it awareness to people that might not have awareness of art.
It does actually affect the heart of a person. It affects the heart of a community too. It reveals the heart in terms of who they are and what the community is, but it also could uplift and change and bring to a higher place. And that's, don't we want life at a higher place?
I think the idea was to wake up Shorewood artistically. I think that was part of the goals of running the thing. And from what we've seen, everyone is interested in it. They wow, I didn't know this was happening, or I saw it on the news this morning, and then they go and see it, and it's really accessible. And sometimes people stop and they ask you questions and stuff, but mostly they just say, excuse me, do you mind if I watch? And kind of say, well, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Painting plein air is in the moment painting, and it is fraught with challenges, mostly weather, or bugs. We haven't had too much trouble with bugs, but the weather's been interesting here. But the thing about plein air painting, as opposed to studio painting, you are looking at infinite detail out in this outside world. So the biggest job is to narrow down your subject and simplify it.
It forces you into the moment, and so there's no past and there's no future. It's just what's in front of you, and it's very peaceful. It's a very peaceful thing, so long as you're not fighting with the canvas for the wind,
for the
rain.
As long as you're painting outdoor in a bubble.
I went out to Atwater Beach this morning, and unfortunately it was really raining, and I tried to do a painting. I was on the cliff looking down at the beach, and I never put phthalo green on my palette, but for some reason I did this morning, and I really regret it because my umbrella got twisted in the wind, all the water fell down on my palette, right on the green, and it just spread and contaminated all my paints. I mean, it was so bad that I couldn't finish my painting. I got covered in green, which maybe you can see, but it was everywhere. Had to go home, and now I'm starting fresh again. So I hope I get something today.
There's a lot of good stuff to paint here in this small area. There's some real beauty here in Shorewood and some wonderful architecture. So yeah, I don't think there's a problem finding a place.
No. Problem deciding on what to paint.
I'm not painting a building, I'm painting the light and the shadow and the reflected light. And so I don't think of it as a building. So that's why it keeps my attention, is because I'm painting that changing light. Then there's also reflections in the windows. So what you're painting there is muted colored buildings across the street. They're being influenced by the color of the glass and the murkiness of the glass.
I was looking around, I saw this smokestack in shadow, and said, it's a place for me. I'm not one to respond to flowers and trees and buildings as much as I am implements. So the grittier, dirtier, less public things are what I like to photograph. I like to photograph as well as paint.
There's an emotion, there's something that comes through in painting. First of all, that's where the answers are. I teach watercolor classes, and I have a lot of people there who want to just resort to just using photographs. You have to break them of that because the answers are here. You know, you don't get your answers by sitting and looking at a photograph in a studio. Sometimes you have no choice, but if at all possible, you get out on location, and there's a lot of times you think you know what it is, or how it looks, how it should look, and yet when you start painting it, you realize you don't know as much as you think you did.